Good morning, afternoon, and evening, and welcome to NerdTube. And it's time to talk about Daredevil Born Again, episodes 1 and 2. We're not really going to be reviewing the episode, just giving our opinions. Obviously, spoilers ahead. I'm here with Cheeto and Ginger. How you guys doing?
Dying.
I'm
Wonderful.
here for justice.
Now, I don't know how you guys feel, but this really felt like some back on form stuff, and I almost forgot that I was watching a Disney product at times because this did not remotely feel Disney at all, and that is actually a testament to this particular show. Just to get before we start talking about certain aspects of it, first of all, Cheetah, how did you find it?
I found it okay. I feel you there, where you said it didn't feel like a Disney Plus Marvel show. Because yes, it definitely does not feel like a Disney Plus Marvel show. I appreciate that. I think there are some heroes that's okay for, like Ms. Marvel, but like there are other shows that are like, obviously Punisher, Daredevil, Moon Knight. Like there are shows that really kind of need to go hard on it, and Ghost Rider is another one. So I really do appreciate the fact that they are doing, going against the grain with normal Marvel shit. So or going with normal Disney Plus shit, which is nice finally. And I think that this is the beginning of where finally the Chapek crap that Kevin Feige was enduring, because Kevin Feige basically told them to rewrite this whole first season. Like they took what they could, they salvaged it, and then they refilmed some stuff. Like that's why it went from like 16 episodes to like 10, because they kind of threw out whole storylines apparently.
Yeah, 6 episodes in, and then they started again.
Yeah. So they just rewrote it and reshot what they, like some of the stuff and moved it around. So overall, my only issue with this overall is we're kind of in the same place with Matt Murdock. Oh, I don't want to be violent. I don't want to kill people. And not that Daredevil needs to kill people, but it's just like, then he tries, we'll get into spoilers here in a minute, but then, something happens. And then all of a sudden, he tries to kill someone, didn't even kill him. And it's just like, we're here again. And of course, there's some new chick that now Daredevil's going to be banging and is probably going to now, after the end of the second episode, we know is somehow going to be involved in this. It's very samey from like the Netflix show, and not that that's bad, but it definitely feels like a retread to me so far. They could be prove me completely wrong by the end of this, but going in these first 2 episodes, I'm like, this is cool, and there's some great fight scenes, and the acting's great, but like, we're kind of doing this again. So anyway, that's my overall thoughts.
Ginge?
Yeah, I mean, episode 1 just was all over the place. It felt like you could tell they've gone back to the board with this. Like it was so just weird. It felt like 7 different people directed and wrote this thing. It was all over the place. Like even the action scenes were just so badly shot. The choreography was meh. So I liked what happened in episode 1, and just being back with like Murdoch. But I totally agree with like Cheetah. We're retreading Netflix territory here, where we're just going to go through the same kind of thing, where it's like, I don't want to be violent, and then I'm going to be pushing the thing. I'm no longer the Daredevil, and blah 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 blah. And it was episode 1. Yeah, it just felt all over the place. Episode 2, much better. I absolutely loved the ending to that. I thought that was fantastic. Um, don't know if I care for having White Tiger in this. It's a bit of an odd addition. However, White Tiger is tied to Kung Lao, so this could be another way of bringing in like Iron Fist or Colleen Wing and all this kind of stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with White Tiger, or if it's just going to be a throwaway character kind of thing.
Well,
Honestly, I do have thoughts on that before you jump in, Zam. I do feel like, honestly, the White Tiger thing is just a rehash of Punisher in season 2.
Yeah, likely.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it feels very samey as like the first part, the original Daredevil Netflix. That's as I said, I don't hate it so far. I'm just like, okay, we've been here before. Can we do something?
Yeah, I mean, look, I really enjoyed episode 2. I thought episode 2 hit the ground running, the Kingpin stuff. But then when we got to him dating the psychiatrist, and the psychiatrist now counseling. Kingpin, I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, here we go. We're retreading certain things, and I want to see like I the Kingpin stuff was fantastic. Like I'm for one, am just as interested in his run as mayor. Like if you made that a show, I'd watch the shit out of that. Okay, but I'm just as interested as that as whatever like that. In fact, I'm more interested in what the Kingpin is doing than what the Daredevil is doing, and I think that's a good thing because you that's what you want. Like the vigilante doesn't need to necessarily be the focus. It's all the shit that's going to trigger this vigilante to get to wherever he gets to. And I think that's a good approach to have. And I hope that kind of I hope it's split 50-50 throughout the whole series of between them two. I think that's a great approach. So overall, okay so far. I'm not annoyed. Episode 2 just steered the ship really, really well. So yeah, Zam.
I actually enjoyed it. I actually understand your criticism stuff. I pick it up straight away. Yeah, you know what? You make some very, very good points. Fortunately for me, those issues never came to me. But I'll tell you what issues did come to me was like, Karen and Matt. Like, are they or not? Were they an item before Foggy's death? I couldn't really tell.
Yeah, they had a fling before.
Yeah.
And if so, like when he was in LA with She-Hulk, like was he like playing away from home? I mean, I'm thinking stuff like that. You know, where was that in the timeline? You know, and so
Well,
at this point, I'm thinking they probably want us to forget about that. I
Yeah.
really think they do. I mean, they might make an offhanded mention, being like, "Oh yeah, I went through this really," like when they see a yellow mask or something, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I went through this really weird phase," you know, like. But he and Karen, I think, was it season 2 that they were together, and then like it was done by the end of that season. Like it was.
Yeah.
It's been a while since.
because they mentioned, you know, when they're in the bar, like, you know, we should go home and get out of here, and you know, and they
Yeah,
didn't
I
want to
mean,
leave Foggy behind, you know,
Matt's
because they didn't
thirsty for
want to.
Karen all the time. Like, I mean, and I don't
Yeah,
blame
yeah,
him, but.
yeah.
And I mean,
And
he had
so,
been drinking a little bit. It seemed like, right? I thought he was drinking, or was he drinking water? I don't know, but you
No,
know,
he was
like,
but
drinking. He did shots.
and you, by the way, you mentioned the White Tiger Iron Fist thing, but as far as I'm concerned, this is a continuation from season 3 because you know Bullseye is definitely the Bullseye from season 3, which which obviously means then all the other Netflix Marvel shows are all connected to this, you know, because of Defenders and all of that. So you know
well,
they
they've
can't
already come out and say
reboot.
that. They've already come out
Yeah,
and said that all of it's connected.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Which I like.
so as far as I'm concerned, Danny Rand is somewhere already in New York.
Let's
You know, doing
never
what
get
the fuck.
Jones back again, please.
Yeah,
Recast
please.
him.
Yeah,
He was
they need an
total.
actor who can at least do some form of martial arts or can at least like look like he's doing it.
Do you want me to bring up the comments
So
from Daniel Vance really quick?
yeah, please.
Okay. The woman that Matt is with, and he jokes about her accent was funny. Margarita La Viva?
Lavieva.
La Viva. Listen, I am
Leningrad,
a
Russia.
stupid American, okay? I can't do these accents. Is originally
You're originally
from
from Leningrad.
Leningrad, Russia.
Leningrad, you fucking illiterate moron.
Leningrad.
All right, well, fine. You read these, Ginger.
Daredevil Born
Well,
Again
that,
takes place in 2025 and 2026, given it's set after the events of Hawkeye and Echo. She-Hulk takes place 6 months after Endgame. Nobody
yeah,
cared.
but
They didn't mention She-Hulk in the entire show, so I'm guessing buried, gone, doesn't exist. Back to the drawing
yeah,
board.
No, I mean, I think.
there's a possibility that
Well,
because they
and they've
mentioned
already
Karen
shown
was
some.
in
They've already shown some. What is it? Art it like concept art for I think Secret Wars, and She-Hulk's in those, and it looks like Tatiana
Well, as
Maslany's.
long as She-Hulk comes back without that stupid writer, then that's fine. Because
I
I like
agree.
Tatiana.
I liked her. I liked the actress and like all
Yes,
that. It's just the
yes,
writing of that show was just
yeah. It had its moments, but most of it. But I'll never forgive them for what they did to Mister Immortal. That was
Yeah, we know
unforgivable.
that. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, Sam, did you finish your point?
Oh, sorry. I thought he did, but
I'm trying to remember what else I had to. Yeah, my other issue is Kingpin and his wife. What's the name of his wife again?
Vanessa.
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 Yeah. Vanessa, yeah,
If
because
you're Indian, it's
one of my
Vanessa.
favorite things is Kingpin and his wife, like their undividing love for each other. I fucking love it, their
Yeah,
relationship.
it's
But
great.
this time it's on the rocks, which I find a bit weird. I'm not sure if I like that, to tell you the
I
truth.
like how she took over the business while he was recovering
I'm
and
fine with
everything.
that.
Yeah, I was like, and I love since we're going to the spoilers, might as well. It's spoilers, when they're in that therapy session and she's just like, I took over the business and everything was good and labor was happy and the management labor was, and like, just like she was like sitting there, like doing like that passive aggressive dig. And I'm like, oh, this is a true blue marriage counseling session right there. Like you can tell. She
Yeah.
ain't scared of him.
I always thought that they were like one of the same. They had each other's back, and they would do whatever they had to do for each other. They truly loved you. So the idea of them having some sort of marital issues doesn't work for me. I love the fact that they're like a united front, and that for me works a lot better. Yeah, fine. She wants to take over Kingpin business while he runs as mayor. That should be totally cool for both of
It's
them.
because he disappeared. It's because he had to go away. He was in recovery. He had to, and then he disappeared, and all of that, and it just put a strain on their relationship. So they kind of
And that's
said,
real
"You've got to
life.
finish this. It's real life." I get where you're
No,
coming from,
yeah.
but I don't mind this. Like, it'll be interesting to see like what happens as well. And but by the way, this was if you haven't read the comic book, anyone in the comics, read. It's so good. So I forget what it's bloody called now. Devil's Reign, I think it was. I think it was called Devil's Reign.
I think you're
Uh,
right. I think.
Yeah, and it's fantastic because this is what happened. This is straight from the comic books, and it's not that long ago this happened.
Yeah, I want to say it was like 2018, 2019,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But for me, I very much got into this show like the moment it began, and then Bullseye comes in and he's just killing people like without any consideration. He's killing people because they're just standing there. He's not even killing them for the sake of killing them. He just, oh look, there's somebody to kill. I'll kill him.
yeah. Which is brilliant.
Like, absolutely fantastic. The guy's a
Yeah,
total
Devil's Reign,
psychopath.
2021.
Oh wow.
I think.
Did I say more recent than I thought? I thought it was before
Yeah,
COVID.
yeah. No.
But I
Sorry,
did I
Dan.
did think some of the fighting, because they're both wearing dark outfits, it was hard to tell sometimes who's who and what the hell's going on, and all that smoke and stuff. And some of it was definitely CGI'd, that's for sure.
Yeah,
But it was an interesting start. I think, wow, like it's quite brutal. And then seeing Matt, cross the line, and even though he didn't kill Bullseye, he definitely intended to kill him.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
It was brilliant.
Honestly, I feel like if he would have crossed the
He
line,
went John Walker on him. He went John Walker on fucking
well,
Bullseye.
and that's what I'm saying is like I honestly felt like we would have had a more compelling story if he like did cross the line
If
and
you
then
kill
like this was
Bullseye,
his
yeah,
journey back from that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like he
I
didn't
don't
give
want
up.
Bullseye to die.
Even when you have Punisher come in and Punisher could be like, dude, like, okay, you don't kill people, I kill people. And he's like, you're getting on my you're getting on my turf. Not really, but you know what I mean. Like he's like, you're like Daredevil and Punisher are almost like a yin to a yang, almost, and
yeah.
character
Yeah,
wise.
I got an answer for this. We'll never know who Adam is, because do you remember at one point when he's in his office and you see Fisk's knuckles, and they're all I think he's killed him. I think he's killed this guy Adam, Vanessa's fuck buddy.
Yeah,
But Vanessa said don't kill him, the person she was cheating on Fisk with while he was in recovery. And he goes, okay, fair enough. But then you see Fisk's knuckles, when he's in the office, and his
I must
knuckles
have
are fucked.
completely missed that part. When did that happen?
yeah. I went
You
back and
don't.
saw it because oh, sorry, Kat. I went back because it was mentioned in a review. So I went back. I was like, shit. I must have been looking away at the time. To be fair, like I was sweating buckets trying not to shit my pants. So
I
you
must
know,
have missed
there's
that. Like
that.
I did
He's
not
talking
catch
to that
that.
lady, one of his spin doctors, the lady who's a spin doctor,
Yeah, Bay
and
Murex.
and he,
Oh no, it's a Spring Doctor. Yeah, you're right.
yeah, and you see his knuckles, and yeah, he
Oh.
definitely punched something.
Well, I remember them focusing in on his knuckles at one point, but I'm like, I thought that was like scars from just like beating the shit out of people, from before. I
No.
thought it was
Well,
scarring.
it could be, but I'm just
But
saying, for me, that was him beating the shit out of Adam, who's Vanessa's fuck
I
buddy.
mean, the guy had
That's my,
shot in the face and he has no scars from that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have to. No, I meant like
Input.
when he beat the fuck out of people like before, like years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah, I know. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and I completely missed that point. I really did. So I'm proving my Americana here. So
Oops, camera. There we go. Yeah. So okay, I want to get into some interesting points. So obviously there was that young lady who was doing those weird kind of um what do you call them, like videos for like social media, interviewing
Yeah.
people.
He killed her. He killed. Sorry, Ginge, I've got to quickly add that Kingpin has hired her, but he killed her uncle in
Yeah,
season
Ben
2.
Urich. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ben Urich. He was. If you ever watch like some of the big events in um
Civil War.
if you watch all the big events of like the comic books and all of that, his stuff was, I think it was called the Frontline series.
Frontlines, yeah, Frontlines. That stuff is good. I love Frontlines.
It's among the best stuff, and it's just a reporter Ben Urich going around doing his stuff, and it's really really good. But yeah, so they've got his niece in, so that's going to be interesting to see if she kind of uncovers what happened to her uncle. Now here's an interesting one because I went and had a look what the name of the character was. So there is a guy that approaches the psychiatrist when during the book signing. He goes, "I need help," and he's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
"You need a little blonde guy." So his name is Bastion. Now, if you know Bastion from the comic books, Bastion is somebody who basically becomes like a leader of the anti-mutant movement, and he gets turned into like a cyborg and all this
I was
kind
about
of
to
stuff.
say, are you talking like Bastion from X-Men '97?
Bastion, yeah, Bastion, not from X Men '97, from X Men, yeah, in general,
Well, yeah, from X-Men. I mean, yeah, but
yeah,
huh,
yeah, that guy.
huh.
So that's
Interesting.
very interesting that they've called him that, unless it's just a coincidence. But the fact that
What's
he
the
looks like Bastion, pre transformation, pre cyborging up, and yeah, I'm very that just added like a whole new like
yeah?
dimension for
I
me.
honestly thought it was the guy who. What's the guy's name with the? We haven't seen him yet in the show, but like with the tears, like the white mask with the black like tears coming down.
Oh, could he be that guy? Oh,
I
maybe.
might be. I don't know what his real name is, but
What's his
he's a
name?
Oh
recent guy
fuck it.
too.
Yeah, I forgot his name. I know Daniel Vance will come up with his name in a sec.
Yeah, Vance, you'll know it. Oh, it could be that guy. I hope not. I hope it's Bastion from X Men, because otherwise that's just a waste of a name. God damn it!
I mean, they could have just been like, "Hi, who are you?" Oh, I'm Mr. Immortal.
But you know what? I don't know because I've been avoiding all like the trailers.
Muse,
So,
yeah.
but I caught a glimpse. Muse, that's it.
Muse, yeah, okay.
I just want to also add that I'm really, really loving D'Onofrio portrayal of Kingpin in this more than Echo, more than obviously Hawkeye, because
Oh,
in
that was
this he looks like a man who just wants to beat the fuck out of everyone and is holding it in. You know, like he really looks like he's having to contain himself because that's who Kingpin is. He's a rage monster. Like when it bubbles to the surface, he'll go around like fucking King Kong and fucking beat the shit out, smash the shit out of everything. And I can see that in him as the mayor at times where he's just talking to people, and I feel that if they talk to him too much, he just will kill them because they're just annoying him. But he's having to keep a lid on it, and I love it. I fucking love it. You know, like you can really do feel that he's going to explode at any moment. You know, if people keep pissing him off.
yeah, yeah. You can see it bubbling even
Yeah,
bubbling under.
yeah. The orange car driving down the road, hearing people talking about Kingpin was brilliant of Disney, as was the mural of Kingpin that looked like Mussolini removing a Trump mask. Yeah, well, the Trump analogies are just all over this, by the way, but that's more coincidental than anything, to a degree.
So
Oh.
it says here.
Do you want me to speak on the Muse thing? Like, I'm not.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
Please.
I was looking up his comic book thing. His true identity is still unrevealed. So his name's not Bastion that we know of.
All right,
So
good. I hope he isn't.
maybe it is. Maybe by the end of this season, all of a sudden, Bastion's going to show up with cybernetic implants and stuff, and
Well, let's
then
see.
the X-Men are
This
going to
might,
show
I
up.
mean, he's an Inhuman apparently, so it might just end up being a mutant.
I mean, They've been peppering them in. I don't like this peppering in though. They just need to figure out how they're bringing them in, like whether it's after Secret Wars. And I mean, I guess it's fine. I don't know.
Yeah. Interesting powers, imperceptibility. Muse's body acts like a vortex which can pull in every bit of sensory information and make him around him, and making even Daredevil's enhanced senses hard to target him. Superhuman strength and superhuman speed. Expert combatant. Interesting.
I like, by the way, they really showed Daredevil's hearing differently than they've ever exposed it in the series.
Yeah, I liked it.
Like, which was pretty cool. Like he can really hone in on a sound, which is really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it
I
was
mean,
really good.
they really only revealed in the Netflix show, what was it, once when they showed like the world on fire or whatever? Like that was the one time I think they ever showed what his powers look like to him. Like they always did show like him like hearing something or seeing, like feeling something, but like there was only that one time that I know of that they ever showed what the world looks like through his eyes.
Yeah.
Per se.
Yeah.
I liked as well. Like there's so many little things that you learn to appreciate. Like when he's making dinner, and like there's no lights, the lights are off. Why would he have the lights on? It's brilliant. And stuff like that. It's just so cool.
How do we feel about the character death in the very beginning? Do you think it was worth it? Let me put it that way.
It needs to have a payoff though. I don't think it had a payoff, to be honest. I think
I
it was
agree.
just to break the group up. That's why it was very jarring, because I'm sure there must be more to it in the Chapek stuff than this, but it just seemed like a way to write the characters off and bring in a more kind of
Cheaper?
No, a more diverse cast of people, because you've seen like his other
Oh
lawyer
yeah, I guess
friends,
that's true. Yeah, that's definitely a
all this
Chapek
kind of
thing.
stuff. That's which is a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah. No, I agree. As I said, I agree. It didn't feel like there was a payoff there. As I said, Daredevil didn't kill him, which again he tried, but he didn't. And on top of that, all it did was he pulled a Jedi Master, basically throwing himself into exile, like from vigilantism for what was a year. And it's just like, when we got into that, I'm like, look, I'm liking a lot of this stuff, but I'm like, this just feels so retreaded. I'm like, I thought in that season 3 he gave it up too, didn't he? Like
he did, yeah.
So I'm like, come on.
He never gave it up. He just gave up the suit, like in a way, but he still wore the black. But he gave up the suit. Like there was a different symbol. It was to do with symbolism more than anything, which is why he.
I just think it would have been more interesting if he would have just gone full hog on people at that point and just been like,
he's
nope,
dead.
cross the line.
How would he
He's a
survive?
very complex character, Matt Murdock. That's for sure.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Ginge?
This one here, are they dead though? There's a whole comic line dealing again. We don't want to start having this throwing a kind of curve where it's just like, oh, he's not actually dead. It's like, no.
Well, but they also had that in season 2, didn't they? Like the whole like the hand and like the what was it, the big bucket thing, and they filled it with blood and like, so I mean, it's not like we haven't even like had supernatural things happening and even in Defenders, like we had the supernatural going on. So
yeah.
Is it a possibility? Yes. I was okay with them killing off like Foggy, not because I don't like the character, but they're what?
I keep calling him Woogie from fucking Something About Mary for some reason.
No, but but Ginger's right. There needs to be a payoff, and I feel like there wasn't one yet. And I agree. Like it's like, okay, so we're back here again.
I'm toilet. Sorry.
I mean, it's early days, though, isn't it? We're only 2 episodes in.
But now we got to build our Daredevil from the ground up again. You know what I mean? Like it. Yeah. This is it. He has to get mad, then somebody has to betray, then he has to get mad again, and then he has to, like fight against the devil inside, and then he's got to do some more fighting and like in his suit and stuff like he did at the end of episode 2, and then maybe by like episode 5 or 6 we'll finally get Daredevil, like actual Daredevil again. Now I don't want him running around like a Power Rangers episode where he always winds up in the suit every single episode, but at the same time I'm like, why why do we always have this, like, this conflicted hero where he's like, I betrayed my code, so now I want to hide from this. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
I
The
think
more I talk
I
about
think
the more I get mad.
I think on like I said with season 3 I did feel that he no wanted to be known as the Devils of Hell Kitchen anymore. He just wanted just to be a guy who did stuff, which is why he wore the black outfit again. I think this time around is more of the case of, look, if being Daredevil has got my friend killed and got so many other people killed and almost got Karen killed, so I can see it from that perspective. And with the time jump as well, he hasn't been Daredevil for over a year, and now Fisk is back into the picture. It might give him more reason to obviously do so. I get it, and yeah, there's all these other things. By the way, just to quickly divert, those cops, they're sort of like Punisher fans, you know.
Yeah, but I've from what I've read and what I've seen, they're doing like what modern day, like I don't know what kind of like radicals are doing, like because there's
Yeah,
that
yeah,
whole
yeah.
movement of people who are using the Punisher logo as their symbol, and it's just like, no, that you really shouldn't be doing that. You don't represent what Frank Castle does. You know what I mean? Like so I think that's what they're trying to parody, is like, hey, these guys are just they're trying to adopt something, and it's just not good. I don't know how to explain it, but you know what I mean.
Frank, look, I've always say Frank Castle's an anti-hero. I've always, yeah, if people, and I've always looked at him as a hero ever since that episode where he genuinely thought he killed those sex workers, and he was willing to die after that because he thought he did wrong. No anti-hero would do that, in my opinion. Would give up their life after doing something like that. That's why he's a hero. When that girl in season 2, she thought she killed that guy who was trying to kill her, but he wasn't dead yet, so he shot him to make sure that she wasn't the one who killed him, that he did, so she wouldn't have to live with the burden of killing that guy. Those are that. He's a hero, man. He's a good guy. He doesn't hurt people who doesn't need to be hurt.
So, but wait, so then what's the definition of and this is a tangent, so we'll talk about it.
Snake Plissken is more of an anti. If you look at somebody like him, he's definitely in that vein of anti-hero. Like he tried to do the right thing, but at the same time he will, like for instance, even some of the people on his side, he was going to kill them in Escape from LA until they realized that they gave him blanks. So the people who he wanted to actually promote, helping him work to save the president's daughter, they knew that he would try to kill them, so they put blanks in his gun for the first round, so
okay,
he wouldn't
well,
kill them.
That's fine. Okay, I'm not going to tangent on that, but
yeah, I mean, anti-heroes don't tend to care about collateral damage that much either.
So they're terrorists. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a terrorist is somebody who like tries to take somebody out they think is evil, but they don't care about the collateral damage.
Catwoman maybe more anti-hero. She's a thief. She steals shit, but she also would maybe save a woman in distress.
That's because she's a feminist pig. Oh, sorry.
So something along those lines. Maybe even Black Cat to a degree, but she's
okay. She's Marvel. She's good.
So
yeah.
I mean, also back on Barnes' thing about the timeline where this takes place between 25 and 26, that kind of makes sense because they're talking about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So he hasn't been erased from everyone's memory yet. So
no, Spider-Man. Peter Parker as Spider-Man has been erased from everyone's memory, not Spider-Man himself.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Because they know Spider-Man exists. That's why Stephen Strange mentioned him briefly in Multiverse of Madness, but they know that he exists. And obviously Wilson Fisk mentioned him because they know he exists. They just don't know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
God, Ginger, will you keep up with all 38
side down
pieces of media? I mean, shit.
I'm gonna have to peg myself later as punishment. What can I say? But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, it'll be nice if they can somehow get Spider-Man in there. Like for Devil's Reign, like a big showdown. Does it lead to a film, or is it purely strictly I don't think it needs a film because with a film you're going to go PG-13, and I don't like that.
Spider-Man
It's
needs to go up against Kingpin at least once. At
Yeah.
least once. You know,
I don't see. I don't think so. I think with the success of Deadpool and Wolverine, I really feel like now maybe not Spider-Man. You might be right about Spider-Man may not go more than PG-13, but I'm like, I don't think they're going to be that shy about making rated R movies anymore. I think Blade, hope to God Blade will be rated R.
Blade's never getting made. Give up on Blade.
I know. I'm just saying, like for example,
Like,
like
when they
Blade, like
actually have to focus on an actual black hero, they can't seem to do it. But when they need to change the race of a character, then they're all of a sudden, yeah, we've got the resources to do that. It's like it's insulting to like black heroes because it's like fucking Blade. How do you get Blade wrong? Come in, kill vampires. That's it.
he just needs to be. It just needs to be one of those special presentations. Like they need to do a Halloween special presentation with Blade. Like test the waters with that. And Mahershala Ali just needs to go. He is
Get rid of him. He's the
he
problem.
is absolutely the problem.
yeah, we need somebody else.
He's the problem.
At this point,
Look-
bring freaking Wesley Snipes back. Like I know he's old, but I'm like,
look, for me,
bring him back.
For me, unfortunately, now he's in the DC universe, but Aaron Pierre was ideal, and but now he's DC. So
Who cares? That could be both.
At the same time,
Yeah.
Well, the other one was like the guy that's fucking again to where they swapped the characters out with Wonder Man, and he played Mantis in Aquaman. He would have been a great Blade. He
that
was
is
the
him,
highlight.
isn't it? I don't know why I didn't think that.
Yeah, he was the highlight of that god awful film.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
I love
the
their
next Spider-Man
Mantis.
movie directly follows Doomsday. Oh Jesus Christ, that's a long way away.
I just if these actors were younger, like Michael J. White was younger, if Billy Banks was younger, oh my god, you know what I mean?
John
Billy
Boyega might be able to pull it off,
shit.
maybe.
I love Billy Banks, but he's not a good actor.
Right, fair enough, but Michael J. White, man. I mean, I love Michael J. White. Got a soft spot for him. If he was younger, he would have been a fantastic Blade. Yeah, but he's like in his 50s now, unfortunately.
I'll just fucking stick him in there just because it's Michael J. White. Stick him in something. Put him in as a character.
Put him in as himself. Yeah. Just say he secretly has these powers that nobody, in that universe. Yeah. So he has those powers. Just stick him in as himself.
Yeah, the powers of not aging.
Yeah, right. I mean, there you go.
He looks the same as he did in Spawn as he does now.
Him and Nicolas Cage will just, they'll just be center right. Tom Cruise also. Although in the last Mission Impossible movies, Tom Cruise, I could tell Tom Cruise had aged.
Yeah,
but
he was
still.
aged.
He looks old now. The fact that he's actually still doing stunts in his late 50s, early 60s, that in itself is quite remarkable.
Anyway, yeah, I kind of don't like what they were doing with Karen Page. Like, I don't like.
Yeah, I know you was
I don't like the fact that they're writing her off. Like, and they got rid of Foggy. I'm like, no, but these are the cornerstones. And again, I'm all for killing off a character. You just got to make it count.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They've replaced him with like wank.
It's 4 seasons in.
Lawyer Bird that set him up with the thing, boring, and then that.
Yeah, they don't have the history. You know what I mean? Just because they were flirting and drinking at the bar before he went doesn't mean they like transferred energy or anything like that. They
know her anyway. They already know her.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah. They already know her.
She's the only shrink in New York, which is why she's doing.
Talking about the shrink or the lawyer?
No, I'm talking about the lawyer.
The lawyer.
Yeah, no, they know her already.
Yeah, the lawyer, that lawyer knew the shrink, and that set them two up. So
yeah, but the lawyer also knows the other guys as well.
Yeah, okay. I didn't realize they knew the guys. As I said, I only had a chance to kind of really watch it once.
Come out of nowhere, but again, it just doesn't feel right. I don't mind if like Foggy got killed off and it led to something, but the fact that it's nowhere at the moment and they've just got rid of Karen as well.
Yeah, she's out in San Francisco, right? And that I'm like, oh great,
so
now we're gonna have Venom show up,
Just what I also find interesting is that Thunderbolt Ross wants to bring back the Avengers, but they are theoretically vigilantes. Fist doesn't want vigilantes around. He's obviously trying to start some new legal process where you can't have these guys running around New York, doing what they're doing.
Well, that's also on the local level. That's not.
No, I agree. But if somebody like, for instance, like if Captain America came down to New York, like would he be arrested on sight? Because he's not a government employee. He works for himself. It's
Yeah, I don't.
weird, you know.
It's always this vigilante thing, and it's just like it's kind of overdone, especially after the Sokovia Accords and everything like that. Like it is, yeah, it's kind of been overdone, and like even like, and that's the problem is that now we got Brave New World where the president's like, I want to restart the Avengers. I want, he even said, what about the Sokovia Accords? Like, let me handle those. So it's like, but now we got Fisk talking about vigilante. So is the Sokovia Accords like gone now and are they gone and like now Fisk is trying to make some kind of local level like Sokovia Accord so that you can't be a
I
vigilante in
mean,
New
when you
York,
look
but
at the politics of all, it makes sense. Like the state level, the local level, and all this kind of stuff. Like mayors can make up fucking any old shit they want, apparently, and it doesn't seem to matter. So it makes sense with Kingpin just wanted to eliminate
so it's
rivals, and all this
so it's
kind
like
of
so
stuff.
it's like abortion. It's like Ross is like, I'm gonna give it back to the states.
Yeah, like that kind of thing. There's
Get
you
off
know
my lawn,
you
Spider-Man.
could have the situation of um Kingpin is just like, yeah, you could do your Avenger stuff, just not in New York, kind of thing.
And then all of a sudden the Shatari come back and
Yeah, then the
and then
Shatari come back and it's
call
like,
in the
oh well, I'll just
National
punch them all to
Guard.
death. Yeah. So
I do look forward. I do think we're going to get a couple of. We've got like what 12 episodes you said or 10?
No, it's like 10, maybe 9. I think, yeah. We originally were going to get
Wow, they
16.
really shaved it.
I'm
It
telling you,
really
they
it was
they
80.
cut
It was
a.
18 actually initially. I heard,
Yeah,
and
it
then they
might have been
shaved
like
it was
18,
18
9.
initially.
Yeah,
but no, they shaved. I want to say it's like 9 episodes. So I'm telling you,
Isn't
they
it?
shaved off whole
Pretty sure it's 12.
storylines.
Double check.
I'm looking.
well, the real one, Daniel Vance, is Spider Man because
Nope, it's
Spider
9
Man is
episodes.
Oh fucking
is
hell, 9
I mean,
episodes.
that's what's on my TV time. So I'll check IMDb or I'll check IMDb, but so usually TV time is pretty accurate about
I
episode
think
numbers.
what they're doing is they're gonna maybe split season one and make it 2 seasons.
Maybe.
Because
Maybe.
with 18 episodes, how long can you stretch a storyline for 18 fucking episodes?
They're
You know,
already filming season 2, I think. I think is what they've
yeah.
already
Yes,
said.
they
They're
are.
already
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Spider Man would be is the main one for him, for Kingpin because the guy's got superhuman strength. He's probably strong. He's without doubt stronger than Kingpin. Spider Man is.
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
Because technically Kingpin doesn't have super strength. It's Spider-Man does have super strength technically, but even though
Yeah.
Kingpin is just like literally a tank,
Oh,
he still doesn't have enhanced strength per se.
what I would love is somehow is Wilson Fisk getting hold of the super soldier serum if somehow. Oh, that would be beautiful.
Nah,
No, that's too much. Like too many
yeah.
people. I'm with Vegeta on this one. What is this? A super soldier bargain sale?
No,
You guys
but
are you guys are Dragon
for
Ball
me,
fans.
Kingpin is like he is his own henchman. Like he's that strong of a man that that people are afraid of him. But sometimes people are afraid of somebody because of who they have around them. Kingpin can take care of himself, and
Yeah,
if
that's
he
what I
could,
like. It doesn't need like serums and all of this. He's like a freak of nature, like Brock Lesnar kind of was. You know what I mean? Just a beast.
So season 1 includes 9 episodes. Season 2 includes 8 episodes. Is what they've announced so far.
That's about
Filming
right.
is taking
Don't need
place
more than
late
that.
February to July for the second season.
and
Of
that's
next
quite
year.
quick.
Nice.
So they, as I said, I
But
think they've already started filming. Like,
They have, yeah, they have. They've already started.
and
but I think you're right, Tim.
but
I think they're like splitting up like that first 18 episode run, and I think they're like
yeah,
splitting it and saying, no, we can milk this shit. Let's just like split it into 2
I,
seasons.
actually I'm glad to a degree. I'm glad that the idea of one season being 18 episodes. That's
It's
a
too much
drag.
these days.
It's a drag, man. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's one of the reasons why I stopped watching the CW shows. Like fucking 23 episodes, in a season. It
It's
was
too
way too
much.
much.
It's
You
always
know what I
been too
mean?
much. Maximum should always be between 8 and 10. Like,
Yeah.
because you end up with like it's different if it's like dumb procedural shit where you can switch your brain off like CW shows or NCIS and things like that. That's kind of irrelevant. But
You have
when we're
fillers,
talking
don't
like
you?
proper shows where you want like your characters really like, just short, sweet, played out, and that you don't need 20 fucking episodes because you end up with the Flash, which is just diabolically bad,
Well,
and
and
Arrow.
that's why I'm always a fan of like arcs and seasons. Like I agree with you, 20 some episodes. Like Star Trek went up against that all the time. I mean, when they weren't episodic, it did. You got dragged. It's like that's why like some of the best seasons of shows is when they have like arcs and like we kind of talked about it during Star Trek Prodigy. Is like you had 10 you had 10 episodes come out and then a almost year gap and then the second 10 episodes came out. It's like no, it should have been just season 1 and 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah,
just
but the
Go ahead.
difference is that with an episodic show like the Star Treks, you could miss episodes and still come back to it,
Mhm.
and nothing's.
But that's what I
You
mean. Like
haven't
those could get
yeah,
away with that, but now everything's more arched storytelling, like
yeah,
overarching storytelling, and it's just like it drones on for way too fucking long. Like a story is good, you need to keep it between like 8 and 12 episodes. It's kind of like my sweet spot where I'm like, okay, if it doesn't require as much, 8 episodes. If you can get a little bit more in there, but you don't want filler episodes anymore.
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree.
So yeah, I think we pretty much covered quite a lot for the first 2 episodes. I do think we, in my opinion, I'm taking the positives out of this. This definitely felt like we're going in the right direction. Baby steps as well. Oh, by the way, Michael Gandolfini, mate, my God, I mean, if he's anything like his father, he's got a long way to go. So he hasn't got a long way to go. With the guy was superb, and I wonder what sort of role he'll play in all of this. He was. Did you notice who he was in this?
Yeah.
Michael Gandolfini.
Yeah. He was
He was
the
the Kingpin's
campaigner guy and the advisor.
fanboy.
Yeah. The fanboy.
Yeah, that's James Gandolfini's son.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's one thing though. It's kind of like that did kind of remind me like when that character Gandolfini's character was kind of there, like the relationship between Vanessa and Wilson Fisk, I think is still too young to have like their son Richard Fisk. You know what I mean? Like that would have been an interesting dynamic. The problem is that the relationship I think is, even if we went back to the beginning, which I think was 2016 when Daredevil came out.
there's no chance. Yeah, it would be a child.
Exactly, that's what I mean. So we don't have that opportunity. I don't think that's him. I'm just saying, like that did kind of remind me though of like we
It's
probably
not.
won't get Richard
It's
Fisk.
definitely not the kid. Yeah. He was.
I mean,
Yeah, I
Rose
mean,
in
the
unless
Chronicles, wasn't he?
unless he's a kid that's not from like Vanessa, maybe prior to maybe someone he knocked up somebody.
That's not his kid.
I
Though.
don't want any connection like that just because he's in on the
I'm
scene.
not saying I want it either. I'm just saying like I kind
hope
of
they
want
don't.
that Red Rose like Richard Fisk aspect to it a little bit, almost. You know what I mean? Like I kind of
fair
like that
enough.
dynamic.
Yeah. I mean, if he's like, if they just create that character without it being his son, that's perfectly fine.
That might be like maybe it's like he is like he becomes like a son to him, and like but he, I don't know. I was just like oh, I kind of want that Red Rose Kingpin dynamic where like he's always trying to like usurp his dad, but his dad loves him, but his dad's still not afraid to give him tough love. Like just that shitty dad mentality. I feel like that would be good.
Well, Vanessa ends up pregnant, and that's what causes Wilson to break his promise. I don't know, man. She looks like she's post-menopause personally, but
Wow.
I need to shit.
All right.
But yeah. Anyway,
He's got
all right.
the head poking out.
Let's mark these episodes. I'm going to give for me personally. I'm going to give both episodes an 8 out of 10. What about you, Cheeto?
I'm gonna give him an 8, or I'm gonna give him 7. As I said, if it just feels tacky.
Both of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Ginge.
Episode 1 gets a 5. Episode 2 gets an 8.
Wonderful. All right. Well, at least we're going in the right direction. Wonderful. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to NerdTube, the greatest social media channel of all time. We'll be back tomorrow with some Star Trek.
Watch along, baby. The naked time. We're gonna get to see all of us are getting naked for that stream, by the way. Just saying.
Yeah, exactly. Can't wait. All right. Take care. Live long and prosper.